Hey everyone, it's LaurenBlade, and welcome back to another trivia night with LaurenBlade. As you saw in the thumbnail, this week is going to be about the SCP Foundation. I admit, in retrospect, I probably should have done this one first, but there was no required criteria or anything like that. So, hey, at least we're doing it now, right? Hi, Joseph. How are you? Oh, it looks like Callum's here too. Good to see you guys. Alrighty. Well, I'm sure that by now you guys already know the rules. This is not a winning or losing type situation. This whole thing is just for fun. We're going to be doing 20 trivia questions, and if we finish that before the hour's up, we can just spend the rest of the hour just hanging out and talking. All right, without further ado, let's get started. All right. All right, question number 1. What is the SCP Foundation's motto? 30 seconds starts. Please tell me I got the timer working properly this time. How did it get to 5 minutes? That's weird. All right, 30 seconds starts now. All right, we got one answer. Good. I wonder where Willow is. Probably sleeping in the closet again. All right. The answer is secure, contain, protect. Okay. Question number 2. The first SCP debuted on 4chan in 2007. Which one was it? 30 seconds starts now. Yeah, that's basically typical cat behavior, if I'm being completely honest with you, Joseph. The answer is SCP-173, aka the Sculpture. Some of you probably remember him. He's the giant peanut-looking guy, the giant peanut-shaped statue with the stubby arms and legs. All right. Question number 3. Which researcher wears the medallion known as SCP-963? 30 seconds starts now. Hi, Alfie. How are you? Oh, so it looks like I'm not the only one who's ever played that game. That's actually a huge relief. Right? The answer is Dr. Jack Bright. Question number 4. In the PC game, which SCP was referred to as Radical Larry? 30 seconds starts now. The answer is SCP-106, aka the Old Man. That's okay, Callum. Like I said, this whole thing is just for fun. All right, question number 5. Who is Fernand the Cannibal's favorite movie character? 30 seconds starts now. I feel like his name alone would probably make it a little obvious, but only one way to find out. The answer is Hannibal Lecter. Question number 6. What does SCP-035 use to communicate with others? For those of you who don't remember, it's the possessive mask. 30 seconds starts now. You remember correctly, Joseph. The answer is telepathy. I mean, he's a literal mask. He can't really move that mouth of his. He doesn't even have his own vocal cords. All right, question number 7. Which SCP is considered the friendliest in the Foundation? 30 seconds starts now. Infinite IKEA. All right. The answer is SCP-999, aka the Tickle Monster. Of course, in the LaurenBlade universe, I refer to him as Bubbles. I'm sure some of you can probably guess why I gave him that nickname. All right. Question number 8. Which researcher was originally an operative of the Global Occult Coalition? 30 seconds starts now. You have no idea, Joseph. They don't call him that for nothing. The answer is Dr. Alto Clef. Question number 9. What item does SCP-049-J use to cure people? 30 seconds starts now. The answer is a shoe. Yes, the younger brother of SCP-049 thinks he can cure people of the pestilence with a shoe. Do not ask me where he came up with that idea. All right. Question number 10. What does MTF in MTF units stand for? 30 seconds starts now. The answer is Mobile Task Force. Question number 11. Who was the leader of the Mobile Task Force Omega 7? 30 seconds starts now. The answer is Able, also known as SCP-076. Question number 12. What is the name of the half-cat known as SCP-529? 30 seconds starts now. The answer is Josie. I'm sure some of you can guess how Josie got her name, right? Right. Question number 13. Which researcher was responsible for creating Incident 096-1-A? 30 seconds starts now. Yep, I'm pretty sure that's why they named her Josie. The answer is Dr. Dan. Question number 14. True or false? You can activate SCP-096, aka the Shy Guy's rage state, by looking at a drawing of his face. 30 seconds starts now. The answer is false. The only way you could actually activate his rage state is if you do something to agitate him, see his face in person, or even see his face through other tangible means like an actual photograph or a video. Drawings and paintings don't count because, compared to a photo, a drawing is more likely to be inaccurate than an actual video or photograph of his face. I believe that would be the real reason. Anyways, on to question number 15. Which entity of Slavic folklore is regarded as SCP-352? 30 seconds starts now. That's true, Joseph. They're called scramble goggles. The answer is Baba Yaga. For those of you who don't know, it's basically the Slavic version of the boogeyman, except it's an old woman who lives in this house that has giant chicken legs. You would not believe how weird that looks. Alright, question number 16. True or false? More than one SCP is designated as SCP-001. 30 seconds starts now. The answer is true. I don't know why, but for some reason, more than one SCP is regarded as SCP-001, like the Gay Guardian, the Scarlet King, and so on and so forth. Why they gave more than one SCP the designation of SCP-001, I honestly do not know. I cannot find an explanation, no matter how hard I try. Alright. Question number 17. How does the SCP Foundation keep SCP-682, the hard-to-destroy reptile, contained? 30 seconds starts now. The answer is submerging it in a tank of how do you pronounce that? Hydrochloric, I think? Yeah, hydrochloric acid. Scientific pronunciations, good grief. Question number 18. Which SCP ruined LaurenBlade's birthday back in 2025? 30 seconds starts now. Ugh, tell me about it. Right. The answer is SCP-939, also known as With Many Voices. Question number 19. True or false? Terminating an SCP is only allowed as a last resort. 30 seconds starts now. Well, you're not wrong about that, Joseph. The answer is true. Question number 20. In the LaurenBlade show, SCP-049, also known as the Plague Doctor, is nicknamed Louis after which historical figure? 30 seconds starts now. Alright, I'm probably gonna botch the pronunciation of the last name here, but the answer is Louis Pasteur, after the French. What was his position? Microbiologist or something like that. Yeah, he was a scientist who specialized in disease prevention, and he was also from France. You see, the way I come up with nicknames for some certain SCPs, it mainly depends on what they do, what countries they're from, and all that. For example, SCP-049 was originally found in France during the 1940s, so I figured giving him the name of a French medical professional would be the most appropriate nickname to give him. Yeah, that's true. All right, well, that's 20 questions. And thank you guys for playing. Now, since it's only been 22 minutes, we're just going to spend the rest of the hour just hanging out here. All right, looks like we got a third person. Hello. Oh. Yeah, that's true. For example, in the German language, you don't pronounce the W sound, apparently. Apparently, all W's are pronounced with the V sound. All right, so how is everyone today? All right. What was I gonna tell you guys about it? Oh, yeah. So, all right, as some of you may know, I'm currently working on the first ever LaurenBlade movie. However, there's a quick thing I need to tell you guys about it. So, I have this idea for the fourth season of the LaurenBlade show, and I feel that I should probably not do the movie until after the fourth season because I feel that there's an important detail in that fourth season that I need to do before the movie. Otherwise, I don't think the plot itself will make any sense. So, just a heads up for context in case anyone's wondering. All right. Also, recently something has occurred to me. Wait. Yeah, tell me about it. Dude, what the heck? What else was I saying? What else was I gonna say? Oh, right. So lately, it occurred to me that I don't think any other Beyonders have ever featured SCPs in their videos before, have they? Do you think I'm the only one who's ever done that, or has anyone else tried that at some point? Because I feel like I'm probably the only one who does. Not saying that's a bad thing, of course. I mean, why would it be? Just wondering if I was the first and only person to actually do that, you know? I think so. Why would anyone clap and cheer about that? Is this like a national thing? Because I don't think that's like a normal thing in the US. Like, I don't know how to say that without sounding like xenophobic or anything like that, but I don't think that's like, I don't know. Well, I know Callum hasn't, Adam hasn't, Briggs hasn't, Gabe the Slacker definitely hasn't. Let's see, who else? Yeah, the more I think about it, I don't think anyone else has. At least not the ones I know anyway. I mean, there's probably like hundreds of Beyonders out there, some of which I probably haven't found yet. So there's a possibility that I may be the only one. Hmm. And here I was worried about creating videos that may not be original by Beyond standards. Hurts. Looks like I pretty much solved that problem before I even considered it. Well, thank goodness for that. Oh, hey, welcome to the chat. Yeah, I believe so, Callum. I don't think anyone else has even started doing like Archie comic characters in general until you did. Yeah, tell me about it. How are you, Dreamy? That is true. Hi, Mary. How are you? All right, now it's becoming a party. So, Mary, how are you doing today? Let's see what else. Oh, as some of you may have noticed, I've lately been posting like stuff about something called the Elderwood Circle. I don't know if you like follow me anywhere else besides YouTube, like on Facebook or anything like that. But I'm participating in this thing called like the 90-day summer challenge on AutoCrit. Like, did they just say AutoCrit or is it actually AutoCritic? Like, I'm only calling it AutoCrit because it's literally how they spell it. If I'm being honest with you guys. And what that is that the Elderwood Circle is basically a book I'm working on. It features a coven of witches who use their magic to make the world a better place. The leader of the group, Willow, she's actually based on my sweet black cat, Willow. Just a nice thing I thought I'd do for my cat. Yes, some people only believe what they want to believe. I never actually figured out what this thing does. Alright. Oh, apparently you can do a Q&A of some sort with these things. Nice. Right, so let's see. What else? Well, the only way you'll know for sure is if the season progresses. There's going to be more lore in the future. Can't spoil anything for you because that would just be really messed up of me to do. Yeah, the hardest part is going to be explaining to Callum's girlfriend, Kaylee, the whole story. Not sure how to tell her about it without her getting any wrong ideas. I mean, I'll probably figure something out. I mean, it's not like she can blame me for what happened. Or at least, not entirely, anyway. Sorry, someone's honking outside. Not sure what they were honking about. Let's see, what else to talk about? Okay, I see that there's currently two of you here. I know one of them is Joseph. Who else is here? I'm pretty sure most of them are probably off on vacation or something. I can't say I blame them. I mean, it's summer after all. And, one thing that, occurred to me before the live stream started is that today is, June 6th. And, of course, depending on what culture you're from, 6 is, considered a demon's number. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should have, made today, a demonology trivia, but then I was like, nah, I already settled for SCP a while ago. I can't just change at the last section. Can't change at the last second. I mean, that would be pretty messed up of me. Oh, thanks, Callum. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I can't say I blame her after finding out what happened. I mean, those POV games, dude, they can just like they can make anything seem creepy, regardless of what kind of entities you're dealing with. You know? I can only assume that would mean she's like scared of Trenderman and Cabadath too, because really they don't look that much different from him, just wearing different clothes. Switch their outfits and you wouldn't even be able to tell who's who, unless you hear their voices. I mean, it's like in the middle of dark forest and some eldritch entity is like standing in the middle of the woods. I think anyone would run, and honestly, I wouldn't blame them. Yeah, if I remember correctly, was she in? I think she was in high school or something. It's been a while since I saw the video, so I might be misremembering which school it was. I know she was already a teenager, I think, like a teenager at least. Right, right, right. It's been a while, hasn't it, since I actually saw the video? Yep, no kidding. I'm thinking maybe I should like bring Willow over so she can say hi to you guys. What do you think? Should I go get Willow and get her to say hi to everyone, or should I just leave her alone? She'd probably be mad at me if I do it anyway. Like, it's not just the one game either, it's like the entire franchise, apparently. The only difference is that some of them are easier to predict than others. Oh, recently Willow had her annual wellness check, and of course her rabies shot because that's like required by federal law. And you should have seen her the entire time she was at her vet appointment. Like the whole time, the vet and her nurse. I think that's, at least I think she was the nurse. I'm a little unclear on like how different the job titles are between veterinarian places and human hospitals. So let's just say she's the nurse because it just feels more accurate. The whole time, Willow is being super chill, and she's like just letting them like weigh her, give her the vaccination she needed, all that other stuff, and she was just like laying there, just like I think they used the term melted. Like she just kind of melted a little when they were treating her, and honestly, it was so stinking cute. She is the sweetest cat ever. The only time Willow's ever hissed is like if you like clip her nails too close to the fingers, you know? Like I don't know if you ever saw that commercial about that scratching post that doubles as like a nail file for cats. But apparently if you like clip the nails too close to their fingers, it causes pain, and that's why some cats do not like having their nails clipped. So it's really more a matter of like being careful with how much of the nail you clip off. Yeah, that's a pretty old commercial. Do you think they still sell those? I mean, those sound like probably one of the most useful things for cat people. Having a scratching post that doubles as a nail file or claw file, I guess, whatever terminology works in this case. Unless they've somehow upgraded the model and called it something else. Like made a whole cat tree out of it, because if I remember correctly, they were like these flat horizontal things you like place on the floor. Yeah, same here. Yep. Yeah, it has been a while since they've shown those commercials. At this point, I'm not even sure if they're still doing those or if someone else is doing something similar. Kind of hard to say at this point. Can't say I'm surprised. I mean, in fairness, it's the Midwest during like the month of June. It's probably going to be like that for like the next, I don't know, 3, 4 months. So I wouldn't be surprised at this point. Yep. Feels so accurate. We don't really have public transportation in my area, unless you include Uber. Like, we don't have like city buses or anything like that over here. I don't know why exactly. Probably because of like the size of my city or something like that. I don't know if I would even call it that since it's not like New York City or anything like that. But the good news is we don't have to worry about dealing with city buses or anything like that, which honestly, I mean, it's not that I particularly have a problem with it. I just think it's more convenient to like rely on like Uber rather than, the city bus with its sometimes unreliable schedules and all that. Oh, hey, looks like a new guy has joined in on the fun. Hello, Jad. How are you today? Oh, excuse me. Well, that's nice, Jad. Oh, excuse me. I don't know why I'm so yawny all of a sudden. Sorry, I don't know why I keep yawning like that. I mean, it's so weird, you know? apparently 8 ounces of coffee is not enough for an entire day. I mean, under normal circumstances, I probably would like get a second cup of coffee, like about halfway towards the end of the day. But you know what caffeine does to blood pressure, I just can't do that to myself. I mean, I already have to deal with hydrocephalus, which is already enough of a nightmare considering its limits and whatnot. But to have to deal with high blood pressure on top of it, no, thank you. That's why I'm trying to be careful with that stuff. I also want to confess something that I know is going to sound completely ridiculous, but it's true. Like, you probably notice how lately I'm doing, like, meet so and so for, like, a sort of character spotlight thing for the Elderwood Circle. But the problem is that, when it comes to characters in general, you may not find whatever images you're looking for. You might have to, like, pay an artist to like create a whole portrait for you or something like that. Like if you were talking about something like less that requires less detail, like say a forest or a countryside, anything like that, you could like use pretty much whatever images you can find on the internet, so long as it's not like copyrighted or anything like that. But since we're talking about like actual characters who have their own like unique physical traits and all that, it's going to be a little harder to find someone similar, or even especially when it comes to like those who don't wear like what would be considered as typical modern clothing. And if I'm being honest with you, I don't know if I'd want to like pay for a human artist right now because of it's because goodness knows how much that's going to cost. And I'm certainly not going to use AI either, mainly because AI has a tendency to get details wrong. Like that whole thing about like six fingers and whatnot. That's like I'm not saying I have any. I'm not saying I'm like fully anti AI. I just feel like there's a limit to what we can and can't use it for. I mean, that's technically correct since it's like a code or a website or something like that that technically doesn't even have a soul to begin with. So, yeah, and if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I'm kind of getting sick of hearing about these like AI based debates because honestly, it's getting kind of exhausting. I feel like if people are just like, I feel like the real solution here is to like moderate how we use AI, rather than just like go back and forth on we should allow this, no, we shouldn't allow that. Like, just moderate it. For goodness sake, just moderate it, okay? Like establish some kind of restrictions or something. Don't like fill every post on social media or whatever with like constant arguments about what we should and shouldn't use this or that for. No, it's fine. You're not like Just like be a little more moderate with that stuff, you know? I've heard something about how it uses water, though I'm not entirely sure how that works. Yeah, sorry about that. It's just that it gets really old at some point, and sometimes it's like, okay, I'm just so done with this, you know? Because really, if you think about it, just like constantly complaining about something doesn't really fix anything. So rather than complain about it, I would rather like just like actually do something about it, you know? Like make actual choices about what to do about it moving forward. Like maybe, I don't know, come up with solutions that could benefit everyone. I would need to do research on if any of them are even doing that. All right, looks like we got three people here. Looks like we got Joseph, Jad, and who else? Is Callum still here? I can't tell. Wait, I don't think this. Yeah, this thing doesn't really tell you like who exactly is here and who isn't, so I really can't. Oh, wait, never mind. Oh, hey, welcome back, Callum. Dude, you're not going to believe this, but I just figured out how you can tell who is or isn't currently on the stream. Apparently, there's like this thing up here called participants, and I'm like, good grief. It looks like I'm still learning how to use this YouTube like live thing, huh? Yeah, that's true. Goodness knows how they're even doing that. All right, awesome. What's for your post? Back from where? Oh, did you like had to leave at some point, then come back? If you did, that's totally fine. I mean, no one's really required to stay here anyhow, so it's all good. Yeah, tell me about it. Sometimes in life, the only way you can actually learn how something works is by actually experiencing it yourself, you know? There are some things you don't even think about until you, like, actually experience yourself. It's cool, Jad, but a link to what exactly? Sorry, I'm a little confused here because no like subject was actually given, so I'm not entirely sure what's happening here. All right, what else? This is probably the dumbest thing I'm gonna ask, but who do you think has an easier time losing weight, humans, cats, or dogs? I want to say cats or dogs because Willow, she has a tendency to like run around and go crazy when she sees birds or squirrels in the backyard. I, on the other hand, it is crazy difficult for me. Yeah, tell me about it. Hard to believe that good rage baiters are a thing, you know? I mean, I suppose if you do it just right, that is a thing. But based on what I understand about the term in general, I'm honestly surprised that's even possible to begin with, if I'm being completely honest. But hey, as long as those guys are actually doing something good, I guess it's all good, right? Let's see what else. I'm only bringing this up because I'm trying to think of whatever else to talk about. But as some of you may know, the 10th anniversary for Dead by Daylight is coming up, and I'm thinking that for next week's trivia, I'm thinking maybe doing a Dead by Daylight theme. It just makes the most sense, if I'm being honest, and I think if I remember correctly on the calendar, it's going to be about like 3 days before the. Oh wait, never mind. It looks like next week's is going to be like a Friday trivia night rather than a Saturday because I actually have work next Saturday. So just a heads up, the next week's trivia is going to be on a Friday. All right. Well, good thing I remember that when I did it because that would have been so embarrassing. Like, Lauren, what on earth were you doing? Why didn't you let him know? You know? Thank goodness we have phones that come with those digital calendars. Otherwise, keeping track of things would be such a nightmare, especially for someone like me. Wait, what time does my shift end that day again? Oh, no, wait, never mind. Looks like my shift next Saturday actually ends before 3 o'clock that week, so I think I should be able to make it for Saturday this time and that we don't have to move it earlier to a Friday. Problem solved then, albeit unintentionally. Actually, it's more like a happy accident. Yeah, some of them were pretty weird. I think they tried to get Deadpool to kill him once. That was a pretty funny video. Yep, some of them were kind of weird too. I'm not even sure he is a lizard, if I'm being honest. I mean, I'd say he looks more like a kimono dragon. Then again, I have no idea what he is. I want to say a kaiju of some kind, but I don't know if he meets the size requirement, if I'm being completely honest with you. I mean, at this point, he probably does. Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to ask others, just in case I turn out to be wrong. Yeah, tell me about it. He's got the most confusing biology ever. Anyways, it looks like the hour's up. It's been awesome talking to you guys, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye.